it's good to be back once more again um, to speak about fasting. As we say, it's a very interesting and wide and vast topic, so there is so much to cover. And the more you do it, the more you get the understanding of why we do what we do. You understand when it comes down to fasting. So we're gonna talk about some of the reasons why we fast. The first one is to seek the Almighty in a deep depths of spirituality. Not just his hands, but his heart, knowing who he is as a person, understanding who we are. And that's the way you're going to get the understanding of who you are, through seeking him. So you give up the things that you have desires for and aspiration for, and he reveals to you the secrets he has to you for you. I think it's in Proverbs 2:25 somewhere there. He says the glory of God to hide a thing or conceal it, and the honors of kings to search it out. So that's one of the things that we do when we decide to go on a fast, giving up the appetites of our heart and our desires, surrendering the things that we want and the idols that we have, and say, God, here we come before you, seeking you diligently for what you have for us. Not what we only want for ourselves, but what's the plan you have for us. Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why we should. For me personally, I do a fast. But it didn't start that in the beginning. It started as for fitness journeys. You get what I'm saying? So it's always good to have a starting point. Not everybody gonna have the starting point. Say, they started fasting to seek God. You get what I'm saying? But the more you open that door, you understand more and more about the things. The more you get more knowledgeable about it. You understand why you do what you do from a more deeper depths. Not just the surface level, and the more you're digging deep into the foundations of what you're doing. And the more it reveals to you, you understand more and more the wisdom behind why you do what you do. So yeah, that's one of the most significant reasons why I believe we should fast. It came to me today to say this. So when I came here, I went to a situation where I had to do a 3-day fast. I tried so many times since that to do that, and I realized I had the grace to do that fast. 3 days, no food, just water and tea. And that's when I come in alignment with the Most High. I've heard about him before. Desperation. But I was practicing before for just health benefits, wellness benefits, health benefits, in terms of the repetition of me knowing how to do a 2 hour, I wouldn't say a 2, but like a 24-hour fast or a day and a half or a 30-day fast. That was true fitness. But when I choose, not even say choose, but happens to have needed clarification on some things in my life, then I realized, no, there is no way out. So now I have to seek him for guidance. And that's when I was graced for a 3-day fast, where I went to a period when I think I told you about this, where I have actually come confront with him, where I wake up like 3 o'clock in the morning and I could actually hear 6 million miles away. Remember I told you about that? And it was so still, and the only thing I could keep on saying, why am I so peaceful? Why am I so peaceful? For the whole time I was awake, while I was awake, I waked up. And then when I fall back to sleep, he said to me, I was there in full, not just part. Because I kind of asked, like, hey, I want you to show. Because he always like sending people to me for prophesy or whatever they call it. And I'm like, am I not seeking you enough? How can you can speak to me? If you have something to say, you get what I'm saying? So that's what I said the night before, I remember. And I'm telling you, bro, I wake up 2 o'clock in the morning. It was like, it was so still I couldn't hear 10 million miles away. The presence was so calm and I couldn't understand it. And I'm like, why am I feeling so peaceful? That's all I could have keep on saying to myself. And then now, and I fall back to sleep. I remember he said this to me in sleep. I was there in full. Full presence was there right beside me. So he said the next time And I can't, afterwards I started to feel bad. He was like, no, 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 you know. So next time you have an experience, you know what's going on. So next time I have that experience, I know to fall flat on the floor on my face because I'm in the presence of the Most High Himself. I mean, we're always in His presence, but the fullness of His presence is a whole different thing. So circumstances made me transition and understand prayer and fasting, praying and fasting, circumstances. Fitness, it was just for pleasure, me just trying to look good or whatever, trying to make myself look in better shape. But now it was a situation where I needed more than anything else in my life. I need guidance, I need wisdom, I need a direction to turn because I'm now between a rock and a hard place. So that was the reason why I was graced for 3 days. You know how many times since that I tried to do a 3-day fast, bro? Because I don't have the grace for it right now. Maybe there will gonna come a time when I need the grace for it again, and He gave it to me. But yeah, that definitely circumstances, and it was a beautiful thing because I actually told you this, bro. I had to lose my mind to gain His mind, because He actually was feeling like I was losing my mind. So I actually had lost that mind to gain this mind right here, to see things this way, to believe and understand from this level. So the things that were hidden from me, I unfolded from that fast and keep on unfolding things to each season of my life. That's why for us, it's more of a lifestyle in terms of you have a period where you're casual, but you have a period where you have to just be serious about it, dive deep into it, sacrifices you have to make, give up the desires and the pleasures. One of the other reasons why we fast is to bring into humbleness, the submission to the spirit. So it's like you want to make sure that your soul is always humbled by the Spirit of God, because it's been filled by this world so much. You get me? I say the Spirit of God is supposed to be always in control. When the Spirit of God is always in control of your soul and giving authority to your soul and commands, and not the world feeding back to you or other spirits that throw you off in confusion or disorder, the rest of them go already. No, you can see and have the discernment to walk through the purpose of your life. You get me? I say, you gotta have that hunch, say, yo, skip the free lunch. You get me? I say, so certain things you gotta just know without knowing. And afterwards, because there's a thing where I realize personally, since I personally have the discernment I have now, is certain things I know, but I don't know how I know it, but I know how I know it. Until I actually know it. You get me? I say to you? So in retrospect, may have this gut feeling, the spirit of discernment, but tell me, say, yo, just keep an eye out for that right so. I know, I'm just say, all right, the beauty of the spirit is patience. So patience, you're gonna say, yo, just watch and observe now and see, and then now the knowings actually reveal the knowings we know before in the presence. And then you'll be like, oh, okay. So now that's how you learn to trust the spirit of discernment, Because he has a character, And little by little, it teaches you. It teaches you. You get me? I say it speaks to you, it teaches you. And then now, so you build trust and confidence in the spirit itself. So it's like that way, when you have your soul under submission to the spirit now, at the Most High, then guess what happens now? You have a connection with the Most High yourself. Now Him can speak to you directly, and you can know His voice different from your own voice or the voice of chaos, disorder. You get me? I say? And then now, at that point now, you will understand the purpose that he has for you without confusion. So you get clarity in a fasting. Fasting brings a lot of clarity. It's like you humble your mind so much. You humble your soul so much. And it humbles your will so much, because now you're saying, Father, I bring this before you. I bring you my will. I bring you my emotions. I bring you the way I feel about a thing. Because I'm seeking clarity, and I'm okay with the way you have it sorted out. Because if you give it to me, that means you give me the grace to handle it, whatever it is. And as I always say, we all start to seek for something. But the beauty about it is, after you start learning to seek his hand, he's going to give you his hand, you know. You're going to understand that there is so much more about his heart. But we all start with the hands first, because we all come looking for something, you know. That's a part of being a human being. Because when I went for the 3-day fast, I was looking for something. But then again, after looking for something, that's the way he pulled me to him. And then I realized, oh, true peace is not in the things of the world. It's within. That's what I found in the 3-day fast. Right after I did the 3-day fast, then I come across Mojo. Remember, and Mojo started teaching me about true peace, the peace within me, not the things of the world to control my mental state of being. And I'm like, there is so much things that unfold from the 3-day fast that make me see the world from a different point of view. My perception changed, my perspective changed. Certain things doesn't bother me anymore. You still have a little scars, you know, but you recognize them in their patterns, you know, when they come about. And you can recognize it before it reaches the level where it causes a chaos. So you don't have to stop it in its track. So there is so much I have learned from my 3-day fast. We've been doing this for a little while now. And we continually grow in numbers, in sacrifice of days. And we haven't been to the doctor to check out what we had. We don't know what we got healed from. We don't know, but we know we are on this journey, and we are in good, well, rich health condition. No aches and pains in the body, more than just working tired, and that is part of the journey of life. You get me? I say, so we don't know what we're healing ourselves from. So one of the beauty about it, as I say, is the healing that it brings to the body, because biologically the body heals itself. It was designed to heal itself. That's the way the Most High built it. That's when you get a cut, it heals. You get what I'm saying? So when you dig into deeper spiritual enlightenment, you can imagine the deeper healing you bring to the cells in your body. Science tell you, you know, autophagy is a process where the cells rejuvenate and heal themselves after 24 hours. I think it's 24 hours of fasting. The cells, all cells start to eat up the older cells, and they start to re-heal, because the body has time now to automatically re-heal itself, because you get a break from consumption, a break in nutrients, right? So you can imagine you bring the spirit in with that the works there. The level of vibration that come through you is going to be significant above the rest. The level of healing will come in your body. The respiration will come inside of your body and your mind. The scars of your soul that you have been traumatized from young age coming up, those things have been broken. The change has been broken of your mentality and your mindset. And the things that hold your bondage for all these years, those things have been broken when you bring. That's why it's not just fasting, it's just fasting and praying. That's one of the most important part of it, you know, the seeking, you know, bro. The intentionality to seek the Most High while you're making the sacrifice, you know. So reveal the things you have for me. Before I was conceived in my mother's womb, nothing else I want. That part is the part I want. Because I trust you, and I know if you have it, you give me the grace and the favors to walk through it no matter what it is. So it's like that level of seeking when it comes on to fasting and praying, it reveals so much to you. And when I say so much, it's not a good or a bad. It's whatever the part consume, you're gonna have it in abundance. So if you're a person who see bad as the worst things, that's not a good thing, to be honest, because everything have a balance in life. You gotta see it as an opportunity. Everything is an opportunity, no matter if you think it is bad, it's also an opportunity to grow, to mature, to become better, to elevate, to humble yourself. Because one of the best opportunity we can get as human beings is to always humble ourselves. Because once we think we know something, the door of pride always open. Whatever wisdom come to you, come with pride. Me personally believe that. And you gotta see that in your own self. And realize, say, yo, you need to humble yourself, you know. So it's like understanding fasting from that level helps to humble your soul. Knowing that there is not just the desires that you're trying to get fulfilled, but seeking the Most High for who He is and who He has ordained you to be as a person. See the things that He has for your generations to come to you, the sacrifice you had put down in your life to make sure. Just like God isn't a respecter of man, you know. And the same promise we make to Abraham, David, it goes to from generation to generation. He never stops. You know, have no respect for David, Abraham, Solomon, and the rest of them. No difference. All of us is just the same. The difference with us is who seeks Him the most and reveals Himself to. Because that's the only way you go find Him, in seeking. The Bible told you, seek and you shall find. And in seeking, it takes a lot of sacrifice. You have to lay away things that you aspire to have and obtain. And realize not to lean on your own understanding. There is something greater than you as a person. So one of the reasons why we fast is to quench appetites we have. Just knowing the things when you enter into the fast is a wonderful thing. You don't want to get into anything blindfolded. Just take the time to just do your own research, because that will show you your interest in what you're doing. You know what I mean? And just start smallly. If it's just skipping a meal, it's a sacrifice. That's it. The whole intentionality. The whole intentionality of a fast is sacrifice. God knows your heart. You get what I'm saying? Because even for me personally, every time I do it, I have to give up something excessive. You get what I'm saying? For sure that, hey, I am giving up my desires. Because after doing it for a period of time, you will feel like it come normal to your body because your body adapts. So you have to keep on giving up more and more and more. But there is always more and more to give up. Because there's always more and more is given to you. You get me? I say, so it's like there's always more and more to give up. And every time I do a fast, I always learn to give up some things that I prefer to keep. And I'm like, you know what, I'm surrendering this time around. I see where this is having an attachment to certain things. So let me throw this in with. And the beauty about that is the urge is there. That tells me I'm giving up something that I actually want to keep doing in the process. So as I said, it's always about the heart posture and the sacrifice. So now you have to understand that, hey, take it slowly. It's not an overnight thing. It's not an overday thing. It's just one day at a time. One day at a time. Shalom, shalom.